Hey, before we get into this episode, want to let you know that Blue Spruce has a 454 unit in Atlanta, Georgia. That market is booming. We're really excited about this particular property, and we're excited to close it. And we want to close it with you. So if you want to be a part of this deal, it is for accredited investors only. So there's two ways. If you're accredited, awesome, let us know. And if you want to raise money, awesome, let us know. We'll give you a slice of the general partnership, and you bring in your investors. So without further ado, here is today's episode.
It's time for the Creative Real Estate Podcast, your source for out-of-the-box real estate investing strategies, brought to you by realbluespruce.com.
Welcome back to the Creative Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Adam A. Adams, and today we've got a great show for you. We are talking about the word I can't, and I need that out of your language. So we're just going to go into this a little bit because this is something I'm very passionate about with my own two children. So I could share so many stories, but the one that recently comes to mind is we were just at the store and there was a bin of inexpensive, what were they called? Inexpensive CDs, not CDs. We don't even use those anymore. DVDs. Okay, so we wanted to watch movies, and one of the kids pulls out a movie, and actually the CD was loose, so I thought that the CD could have been scratched. So I didn't want to use that one. So I said, go into that bin and get another one. And so he looked for just a minute or two, right? And then he said these words. He said, "Dad, I can't find it in there." And I said, "Hold on." We were about to leave anyway because we were looking for a long time, and sometimes it's just not worth it to just spend all that time looking. But once your child says the words "I can't," it becomes a teaching moment for you. And you need to learn that you need to share with them that they can, because we need to get those words out of our children's mouths, because then they're going to grow up to be just like you and me. And you and I, we cannot say those words, "I can't." So here's what we did is I just said, "Hey, Johnny, well, you're going to have to reach in there until you find one, because I know you can find one, and I need you to know that you always, always, always can, no matter what." All right, so I have a little bit more to this episode, but I do want to get into just our most recent 5-star rating and review, and then we'll get right back into the I can't and getting that out of our vocabulary. So this most recent one comes in from Jay Barshop, and thank you, Jay, so much. Jay reached out to me. He emailed this to me. So I appreciate that. We're going to get him his happiness is passive cash flow shirt, because he left a 5-star rating and he took a screenshot. But it says, "Awesome show, highly recommended. Adam and his guests provide some incredibly compelling and actionable content geared to help you become a better, more well-rounded real estate investor. Highly recommend listening and subscribing to the Creative Real Estate Podcast. If you want the knowledge and mindset to creatively and confidently invest in real estate and inch closer toward financial freedom as a result, you should listen." So there we go. Thank you so much. And I'm already going to get him his shirt. So we really appreciate those coming in. I would be grateful if you also would leave me a 5-star rating and review for this show. It helps me get in front of more and more guests that are better and better guests, so that we can bring and attract them to come to the show, which in turn helps every listener become more familiar with the creative real estate strategies that we're teaching. Also, it's important to note that the 2-day seminar, the 2-day summit for raising money is coming up just right around the corner. So come to the Raising Money Summit. It's an annual summit. This is the first annual. We've already got 16 of the top speakers from around the country. If you don't have your tickets, I suggest that you get them right now today. So grab those tickets, buy your tickets, and actually reach out to me. Here's my email, adam@realbluespruce.com. I have a way of saving you money on your hotel as well. So would love to have you. All right, so let's take this back a little bit. Now here I am. We're at the store. My kid is not able to find this same movie that I know is not scratched in a certain amount of time. So he says, "Hey, Dad, I can't find it." And immediately something struck a chord with me. not a good court either. All of a sudden I looked at him and I said, Johnny, you don't like it when you say that you can't do something, right? And he said, yeah. I said, so you know what I'm going to ask you to do, right? And he goes, what? I said, I'm going to ask you to go into that bin until you find it, because I know there's one in there and I know you can. And it translates into almost anything in our business, right? With real estate, with creative real estate. Someone bounces something off at me and says, hey, I can only take X amount for my house. That's the lowest I can go. Well, I immediately go and play the devil's advocate and say, well, what do you want from that? And then when you ask enough questions and you understand really what they want, you can offer something. You can always offer something. And the answer is always yes. Same thing with multifamily. I've talked with so many people. A lot of them are you, the listener, who come up to me and say, that's so, inspiring what you do, Adam. That's so incredible what you do, Adam. I'm going to get started in that in a couple of years, or I can't wait until I have enough money to do what you're doing, or I can't wait until I have the right network, or whatever the excuse might be. And it's just like that it is with my children, that I stop for a moment and I look at that person, the listener, in the eye, and I say, you can do anything. My first 120 something doors, I never even put a penny in. I owned $6 million of real estate before I ever put a single penny. My next 400 doors were all passive. I went passive in 400 and something doors after. Today, I'm about to own 1,200 doors. And the only doors that I put my own money in are when I went passive in somebody else's deal. 1,200 doors, all purchased within 2018, is impressive by itself. And it wouldn't have been able to be accomplished if I made the same excuse that a lot of people make, that maybe you make. If I focused on the things that I can't do and I allowed them to be excuses, I would quit today. Have you heard of people talking about a book? I think it's called 3 Feet from Gold. Those people quit. They probably said, I can't. They were that close to having their 100 doors, their first 100 doors, that they didn't even have to put a dime of their own money in. They were that close to the gold. They quit. They didn't quit for a real reason. They didn't quit because there wasn't gold. They quit because they told themselves the wrong story. So with that said, I want you to tell yourself the right story. And if having these 16 speakers talking directly with you to help you to overcome the fear of raising other people's money, if that's something that you think is standing in the way, is raising equity or having the money, I know you need to be at the Raising Money Summit. So with that said, we will give you $100 off the ticket right now. Just pull over or take a moment to pick up that phone safely and just type in realbluespruce.com/OPM, all in lowercase, OPM, for other people's money. That'll automatically give you $100 off this 2-day summit in Denver. There's no excuse not to come. You're going to say, I can't. I've got this. You're going to say, I can't. I've got that. But when you understand that you can stop telling yourself that story and do the thing that you know you need to do to inspire other people to do what they need to do, that's when I know you're going to just grab that ticket invite some of your friends, maybe double up on the hotel stay, pay with a credit card. I don't know. But I want to get you out of the story that you may be telling yourself, the story that's holding you back, the story that I will not let my own kids tell me, the one story that I try so hard. I fail, but I do everything I can to take those words, I can't, and especially the words that follow it, because blah, blah, blah. I always say this, how can I? And that's what you should be asking yourself. Do I want multifamily? Do I know that multifamily syndication is the thing that I should do? Because if that answer is yes, then everything else is just a story. Come meet me in person. Let me chat with you in person for free at this summit for 2 days. Let the 16 speakers that we have that are the best of the best of the best from around the country, we're so grateful for these speakers to come on their own dime to share this with us so that these ticket prices can be already low. I hope this helps, and I hope it made an impact on you. You always can. And the only way you're going to can was when you stop saying you can't. Until next time, my friends, think outside the box. As always, thank you for listening to the Creative Real Estate Podcast. This is Adam Adams with a reminder that any deal that we share on this podcast is for accredited investors only. However, if you want to raise money with us, you can always be a part of one of our deals. We do have that 400 plus unit that's in Atlanta, Georgia, just a hot market that we're excited to be closing, and I want you to close it with us. So if you want to raise money with us, or if you're passive, you want to join and be a part of these 400 plus doors, would love to have you. And as always, leave us a 5-star rating and review and get one of these Happiness is Passive cash flow mugs.